Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and give my review. I know I'm so late with this review, but this is Chasing Atlanta. This is episode 12. I'm going to try to watch the season finale probably tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll try to have that up no later than Wednesday. The season finale is like 2 hours from what I saw. I do not like those long episodes. I was already complaining about the hour and 15, hour and 20-minute episodes. Now that they gave us, I think it's over 2 hours for the season finale. So I'll try to, watch that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll try to watch that and have it up by like no later than Wednesday. I know I'm like really, really behind. All right, so basically Oliver has a counseling session with, I forgot his name. It looked like Oliver had just woke up and probably brushed his teeth, and girl did like this. It was like, okay, let's go. Girl. So anyways, he basically lets the counselor know that him and Quez are no longer together. They had been broken up for like 2 months. He really didn't know what he was up to. There had been no communication. I mean, let me shut up. Oliver, wants his own family. I think because he feels as though, I guess because of the relationship or lack of a relationship that, especially that he has with his father, he lets us know, that his father, we already talked about this in a previous episode. His father was supposed to come visit during the holidays, and his father basically flaked out. I say that is such trash behavior. That man can't say nothing to me no more. Because my whole thing is this. I'm sorry. I don't have a relationship with you anyways. It's nothing. It's not like, girl, we had this relationship and hit a bump in the road and girl, it's like girl. Anyways, I like the counselor. That's what I put. He tells Oliver not that he can't deal in fear, maybe nervousness, anxiety, not fear. He says that Oliver is too close to, basically becoming the person who he was meant to be. Um, so that was that. So they break up into groups. They go out. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous for my brothers and my sisters. I love the girls who live in the truth, okay? And that's, girl, if I want to go out with a crop top on or, with half of my, one girl, I think Dominique had on a shirt where one arm was out, one arm was covered. I think Willa had most of her boobs hanging out, okay? So, girl, the trans girls pumping through, the gay boys pumping through, and, girl, all I see is white people just staring. I said, ooh, girl. No, girl, I think what's her name? Drew, he said in the confessional, I think, was it Drew? I don't know if they were staying because they thought we were famous. No. Sis, that ain't what it was. That ain't what it was. Girl, y'all be careful. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with being free, but we also have to be safe first, okay? You gotta remember where you at sometimes. Okay? But sometimes white people don't. It's sometimes quiet as it's kept. When it comes to, the white people will bother you for being black, right? Of course, the black people will bother you because you part of the LGBT. So, anyways, girl, let me shut up. So Aaron talks about his friend passing away. I guess Aaron is not the best when it comes to building friendships with people, and I feel like that could be. I know that's probably me too. He's not the best at when it comes to building friendships. He lost one of his dear friends in 2018. So he said it basically feels good to kind of like start building friendships with other people. Oliver has a plan to do a joint showcase, Chasing the Beat, which it would be like their version of Rip the Runway. I think it came on the other night. No, I'm not going to be watching it. I mean, no tea, no shade. It just didn't really. I mean, I may just see what it's about. I may tune in and see what it's about. Um, but anyway, so they throw Dominique a surprise party. Now I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Can I just say something? At first, I was so confused. Like, what? What's going? What? If we are throwing Dominique a party, right? And this party was supposed to be like a bachelor party or whatever, right? Why are we sitting down about to have a therapy session? That was my first initial thought. Because what does this have to do with Dominique, the celebration of Dominique? Does that make sense? It's like you walking into a space and you think you're about to have a party, and then, girl, all of a sudden, girl, it's kind of like, okay, girl, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk. Girl, what? I thought we was about to have a party. Um, so they start to talk. But when I say I ain't never cried so hard in my life, I ain't never cried so hard in my life. Girl, it was really Willa, I ain't gonna lie. It was really Willa who took me out. Girl, when I tell you I was done. I don't know what happened after Willa talked. Girl, when I tell you, girl, my contacts, I almost fell out of my eyeballs. When I tell you I had snot running down my nose, girl, my nose was stopped up. Girl, it was just a hot mess over here. It was Ike and Willa. Anyways, so Aaron says that he and Look Ken. So Oliver passes out these masks, and basically in pairs. Like two people got like a pink, two people got like a blue, a black. I don't remember the colors. So Aaron says in his confessional that he and Look Kendra got into a situation the night before, so he wasn't really feeling Look Kendra. I don't know what happened. You know what? You know, I'm chasing Atlanta. You know, it's probably one of the best, you know, LGBTQ reality shows on YouTube, you know, at the moment. I mean, I haven't really watched, you know, any of the other ones, but, you know, Chasing Atlanta really is that show. But I just want just some constructive criticism. I just need y'all to start giving the background to these stories. Like, an example would be the Fabulous Six. I don't think anybody knows where this Fabulous Six came from. Just out the blue, Drew was talking about, girl, like, we the power of six. When did y'all when did the six of y'all become so close to the point, girl, y'all got a whole name? I think it's the Fab Six. Girl, when did this happen? So it's like now you have Aaron saying that him and Kendra had a problem, but where did this happen? And even if they did not capture it on film, they should have had Kendra or Aaron in the confessional explaining to us what happened. I still don't fucking know what happened between Kendra and Aaron. Do y'all? All I know is that somebody, I don't know why him and Kendra got into it, what led up to the confrontation, I don't know. The argument, whatever. I guess Aaron must have threw out the word lawyer according to Kendra, and that must have set her off. I don't know. Rico apologizes to Troy. And I think that we all do this whenever we apologize. If I offended you, it's not if you offended him, girl. You offended him. Okay? So it's just, I apologize for offending you. That's it. Troy gives Rico encouraging words. You know what? Troy, in this setting, he really seemed like, Troy does give you bratty. He does give you, girl, you can only take him in doses sometimes. But Troy, in this setting right here, I was like, okay. I felt like I could see how people could be friends with Troy. Because in this moment, he comes across as someone who was genuine and who can be very uplifting and encouraging and honest, right? So anyways, Rico, he gives Rico some encouraging words. I thought that was really, really nice, and I felt like it was genuine. Rico talks about him caring about his craft and that he's cautious. Basically, he's cautious about criticism because he's not the one that people flock to because of his look. So he feels like he has to put so much into his excuse me, into his art. And I understood exactly what Rico was trying to, what not Rico was trying to say. I understood exactly what he was saying. Because sometimes, especially in the gay community, if you don't fit a certain aesthetic right, then it feels like you have to make sure that whatever you do, you have to go in and like 10 times harder. And the truth of the matter is, Rico is far from an ugly guy. But because Rico is probably the thick guy, some people in the community would consider Rico fat, right? Because somebody told me I was a bear one time. A bear? Bitch? Who? So it's like in the community, Rico would be considered like one of the fat boys. Hell, they never consider me fat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just have to, because our community can be so shallow and all about looks sometimes. That girl, you can't be. You can be like you could be bodied, right? You could be bodied and have face, or just bodied and just be mediocre at what you do, and the girls don't care in the community because you bodied or you got face, right? But even if you got face and you might be one of the thick girls, they're not gonna pay you no attention. So like I guarantee you, if Rico probably fit the bill of what people in the community says is attractive, his career would probably be different. You know, it's like in the community basically, right? I get what Rico was trying to say. Anyways, Troy basically says he's living for Troy. Jay talks about him spending time away from his family and that he has to succeed at his work. I think he talked about his grandmother passing away and his mother calling him, I think, kind of, very emotional. And because he's trying to make sure that he, gets ahead in his career, he felt like he couldn't be there for her. And, that's why he kind of feels a certain way. Again, like not Troy, Rico. He feels a way when it comes to his craft because, he's putting so much work in it and he's not jeopardizing the relationships that he has with his family, but basically he's kind of putting himself first, right? I understood what he was saying. Dominique's relationship with his family is basically a hot ass mess. It makes sense that Dominique, and I think I've said this before, it makes sense that Dominique used to act the way he would act over his boyfriend because when you think about it and you think about the stuff that Dominique says, his relationship with his family isn't the best. So the next best thing after that is a relationship with my man, right? And if I don't have my man, then bitch, I ain't got nobody. Cause my relationship with my family is a hot ass mess. So it makes sense why Dominique goes so hard for his or went so hard because they're no longer together. I don't know if they got back together, but on the show he said they wasn't together. But it makes sense why Dominique goes so hard for or went so hard for his relationship because that was his family, right? Aaron. Y'all think Aaron is narcissistic? I know that's a strong word because it's supposed to be like a personality disorder. Do y'all think he just into himself? Growing up as a childhood star. Aaron refers to himself as a star, a childhood star, third person more than anybody I know. I'm leave it alone. Kendra, again, I don't know what happened between them. Um, she talks about almost committing suicide, how it was really rough and dark at one point in life. Rico, he apologizes for going MIA sometimes. I feel like I'm the same way sometimes too. Like when he's going through stuff, he kind of pretty much just cuts people off. I think Cam must have called him when Cam's son died. Cam talks about his son passing away. But I think Cam called him when his son died or was killed, and Rico didn't answer. And so I think that's probably been bothering Rico because, again, Cam called him and he was basically nowhere to be found. Ike, oh, girl. Ike addresses Willa, and he basically apologizes to Willa. When I tell you, girl, if, if Ike was about 3 inches taller and about 30 pounds bigger, girl, I'd be all on Ike page. Okay? Girl. Ike is probably for real. Ike is probably one of my favorite. And girl, y'all swore up and down I was not gonna like that boy. Girl, y'all did. But that's crazy because it's usually the ones who y'all think I'm not gonna like that they end up to be my favorite. But Ike, he addresses Willa and he apologizes for treating her the way that he treated her, and as a man in the community, and they already deal with a lot from society and from heterosexual men. So for you to come over here, let's just talk about it, okay? I think a lot of us have been through the same walk. Not everybody, but a lot of us, when dealing with our sexuality and just having to come to terms with who you are, or girl, whether it's your gender identity, whether it's your sexuality, whatever, right? And I've gotten to the point where I try, and sometimes I might fail, but I try to be like an ally to the trans community. I want to be an ally to the trans community, and I try to speak out when I can, because I feel like when Willa came to the party, when that night her and Ike got into it, and Willa let the girls know that she didn't come alone. Okay, great, okay. Willa let the girls know, honey, I got some hot sauce in my bag, so try me if you want to, okay? While I feel like, girl, Willa, the times I've seen Willa explode, I would not want to be around Willa when she starts to cut up, because a part of me does think that Willa lacks the emotional intelligence to keep herself under control. And if she didn't come alone, honey, baby mama could bring that hot sauce out, and girl, it's murder she wrote. Okay. But I also feel like it's really, really sad. And I think that this is the work that we have to do in the community, that when trans women come around people who are supposed to be their brothers, right? These gay men or bisexual men, whatever. But they come around us and they feel like it's not like they're going into a straight space. It's not like Willa said, "Oh, I'm going to hear my brother's girl. I can leave my hot sauce in the car." You know what I'm saying? She still felt the need to not come alone. And that's sad, because trans women should not feel the same way that they feel around us, that they feel around straight men. They should feel safe when they come around us, right? They shouldn't have to feel like, I got to bring something with me because I don't know how these punks going to act. And that made me sad when I first watched it, right? Because even though Willa should have had better control of her emotions, just the simple fact that she even had to be in that environment and, again, not come alone says a lot about how she does not, and how a lot of trans women don't trust the gay boys. Because quiet as it's kept, girl, y'all will turn, not me, okay? Excuse me. Y'all will turn around and treat them just like a straight man. I really appreciated Ike apologizing to Willa. Girl, I'm about to. I really appreciated Ike. Girl, I don't know why. Girl, I was about to see. I'm a crybaby. Okay? So the people that don't know, I'm a crybaby. I just think we should do a better job. That's it. So Willa. Willa been through it. Willa been through it. Um, she been through it. And I really have a soft spot for Willa. When she talks about her grandmother, that really, really touched me. Because it is true what she said. You know, especially older people, they don't be understanding this whole gay stuff, the trans stuff. And so for Willa's grandmother to respect her and to call her by the name that she requests, which is Willa, I know that meant a lot to Willa. And it really did break my heart to basically hear Willa say that that was basically like her best friend. And that was like that was her person. And now my best friend isn't here, and I really don't fuck with my family like that. I don't have anybody, right? And in a lot of cases, you know, when the grandmother dies, the family pretty much goes their own separate ways. Like, there's no more Thanksgiving dinner. There's no more Christmas dinner. People really don't fool with each other like that, right? That's even crossed my mind. Like, you know, when my grandmother passes away, girl, we still gonna get together and have Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving dinner, right? Because everybody always goes to my grandmother's house. Well, this year we went to my mother's house, so I'm sure we probably will. Um, but it has crossed my mind. Um, but I just felt bad for Willa. I did, and you know, hopefully she's not homeless anymore. Hopefully she's doing all right. But you know, now that her grandmother passed away, she basically, you know, kind of like it was. She didn't have anybody to really call. But you know, Drew also thanked her because she says that Willa is always there for her. Girl, one thing I will say, girl, can I say something? Girl, not, girl, you know I find humor in everything. When I tell you, baby, some of the at one point I felt like I was watching a Tyler Perry play, girl. And I said, baby, when I tell you, girl, my brothers and sisters can be dramatic, and I'm probably the same way. Okay, I throw myself in that too. Girl, when I tell you, I said when I was watching this, when I said, girl, they so dramatic, girl. Um, but anyways, so shout out to Willa, shout out to her grandmother. When Troy, let me tell you something, honey. When Troy hugged Willa, that was one of those hugs. You know when people probably haven't cried and forever, and all they can do is just hold each other and cry? Girl, that was one of those cries. That was one of those cries. That was one of those, girl, I have not cried in years, and this shit is finally coming out, and so, girl, I just gotta let it release. I just gotta let it go. Dominique tells us that him and his man are no longer together. I don't know what happened after that. Both times I watched it, I was crying. Shout out to Chase in Atlanta. I love him. Anyways, girl, that's it. Girl, I don't know. I think they left. Girl, I don't know, child. And then we come back. We'll come back, girl. The season finale already over, but I mean the season is already over. I just need to watch the season finale. Okay, girl, let me go. Bye, y'all.